Hey everyone, it's Ryan here with my SummerSlam 2017 reaction. Um, it was a very interesting SummerSlam. I gotta say, it was pretty good. I did enjoy quite a lot of it. It was very strange for a lot of people. Um, but like I said, very interesting. It was one of those things where it's sort of like some of the matches were a bit meaningless or a bit unexpected, I guess. Sometimes not for a good reason. But they seem to have been doing that since obviously takeovers, like the takeover of Brooklyn's before have always been amazing. To the point where SummerSlam's either bad or just weird altogether. Um, because like I think it was with 2015, no 2016 we had the mediocre WWE title match with Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, and then the ending where Brock pummels Orton's head in. I really can't remember 2015 at the moment, unfortunately. But then we have this year's one. So the pre-show was alright, I guess. So it started off with Jason Jordan, the Hardys versus The Miz and the Miztourage. It's an alright match, I didn't pay attention too much to it. But The Miz gets the fall over Jason Jordan, which is quite something. Didn't expect it. Normally with pre-shows, the faces tend to go over. But I'll explain something a bit strange when we get into the next ones. So yeah, Miz gets the advantage over Jason Jordan for this one. And then we've got the Cruiserweight action, Akira Tozawa versus Neville in the rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship. Brilliant match, highly entertaining. Several moments where I thought it might have ended. In the end, Tozawa goes for like his fourth attempt at the senton bomb. Neville puts his knees up and then hits a red arrow on to Tozawa's back, turns him over, gets the pinfall, 1, 2, 3, and Neville is Cruiserweight Champion again. Tozawa's reign lasted 6 days, unless they are deciding to hot potato the Cruiserweight Championship, or they feel like Tozawa isn't ready for a title just yet, or just because they know that Neville's pretty much the centerpiece of the Cruiserweight division. They've got it back on Neville. I've got nothing wrong with that. Neville has pretty much lifted the Cruiserweight divisions ever since he came back and turned heel. But then we could have another feud with Tozawa probably. Maybe bring someone else into it, I'm not sure. But yeah, title change already. And then the final pre-show match is the New Day versus the Usos. This could have, I would have happily replaced the Cruiserweight and the tag title match. I would have happily replaced with just standard matches on the main card. Like one of them being Big Cass and Big Show. That didn't need to be on the main card, if I'm honest. But yeah, again, another brilliant match by the New Day and the Usos. There's a moment where Big E's standing there and Xavier actually lifts him on his shoulders, which was pretty cool. I think it went into a splash afterwards. It ends with Big E doing his spear through the ropes, throwing one of the Usos back in. And whilst he lifts him up for a big ending, the other Uso tags in. And it's literally super kick. I forgot what they call it in the... I think it's not like a super kick party or something. But it's literally super kick by one Usos, super kick by the other. Big E slowly going down to his knees. There's like 4 super kicks. And then they both super kick him. And then the other one tags in, hits the splash. And the Usos have become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions again, which is their second run, I believe, as SmackDown Tag Champs. I believe they're the first 2-time SmackDown Tag Champs as well. But yeah, it's brilliant match. Can't really go wrong with there. I feel like we could easily have another New Day Usos, and that's the second title change of the night. And the interesting fact I was going to go on with is, I think it's the first time where there's been multiple pre-show matches where it's been an all-heel victory. Literally 3 matches, 3 heels. Like, you got the 2 heel teams and then the solo heel all winning. Right, on to the main show. Starts off with John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Bit unusual for John Cena to open up SummerSlam. I remember watching a video where someone was like, "Oh, when was the last time you saw John Cena open up a pay-per-view?" I was like, "Well, there was No Mercy last year, but it was for the WWE Championship, so it wasn't like it was a mediocre match or like just a mid-card match or lower card match." Yeah, John Cena, Baron Corbin. Yeah, it was an alright match. John Cena, like, I put a comment on Twitter saying, is it just me or does John Cena look like he's back in 2004? Because he's, like, growing his hair out again. And, like, you know how, like, it was, like, very light for several years. But now it's sort of, like, this shade. And you can, like, clearly see it. It's a bit thicker. Sort of, like, back when he was in 2004, when he was sort of only just going into the like John Cena Time Is Now. I'm calling it Time Is Now because it was around WrestleMania 21 where he changed his song from Basic Thugonomics to The Time Is Now. I don't know if that was his Hustle, Loyalty, Respect phase, but anyway, there's a moment where, like at the beginning, he's sort of like taunting Baron for a minute, embracing the fans chanting, "Where's your briefcase?" Because obviously Baron cashed in and fucked that up, or mainly due to John Cena. This would have been the perfect time for Baron Corbin to get a victory over John Cena. No, John Cena is basically fucking around half the match. Baron Corbin gets some offense in, then Cena makes his comeback, hits him with a clothesline, and then the AA, and John Cena wins. Cena's SummerSlam curse, as it is over, considering it's been 7 years since he last won at SummerSlam. Like, apparently the rule was he was going to lose for every member of the Nexus in the match because of his 2010 decision, which pretty much screwed up the whole Nexus due to his boneheaded decisions at the time. But yeah, John Cena gets a pinfall over Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is going down a lot further. Apparently this is due to him pretty much being a dick on Twitter to certain people you're not supposed to be a dick to. And literally Baron Corbin's just got himself buried big time. We can't blame this one on a John Cena burial. This is much more of a Baron Corbin did it to himself, and WWE literally go to extreme measures to prove a point, I guess. Baron's learning that the hard way, though. The next match is Naomi versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Really enjoyable match. I enjoyed watching this. Yeah, some brilliant moves in there. Natalya definitely proving that she's not been there too long, and because you have some superstars that you're like, really, they've been there for that long, but they're like completely useless. Natalya's been one of those, not like, I wouldn't say consistent. Like, it's nice to see that she's actually been able to be brought back up to the top. Like, she's had some stupid angles in her time, and like just been sort of mediocre at best. But I've really enjoyed her being back recently, and there's moments where I think she tries to counter some move into the sharpshooter, but I think it's Naomi's like doing her submission finisher. I can't remember what it's called. Natalya reverses that, and she's like trying to twist it over into a sharpshooter, but she sort of like gets her on her back, throws her back on the front to then put her in the sharpshooter, puts it on, Naomi starts crawling, Natalya brings her back, and then Naomi crawls again, and then does an interesting move where she flips forward, like she rolls forward, Natalya hits the back of her head into the bottom turnbuckle, sort of like how she got a number one contenders match in the first place. Then Naomi goes for a split leg moonsault, Natalya counters that by putting her knees up, puts her in another submission sharpshooter, and Naomi taps out, and Natalya is now the SmackDown Women's Champion. It's been a 6-year gap between her last championship, which was the Divas Championship. I believe she got it during the whole Divas of Doom versus Lay Cool segment. Something like that, where she was teamed with Beth Phoenix. Yeah, I'd say well-deserved. It's definitely been a long time coming. She's been very underappreciated. And especially with this new batch of wrestlers, you know, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, you know, these amazing wrestlers and performers. People seem to forget just how good Natalya was back in her time, and like as an actual trained wrestler, whereas most of the others at the time were sort of like models and stuff like that, where they didn't really have much wrestling expertise. But yeah, I'm very happy Natalia's won the title. Like, even if it's a short reign, I'm not going to complain. Like I said in my video, I really wanted Natalya to at least have a title reign. You know, she's deserved one for a long time, and I feel like now was the time to get it. I'm very glad she did. Like I said, brilliant match between the two. Next match was something I can't remember. I'm just going to go through what I can remember. We'll go with Big Show and Big Cass. Enzo comes out, starts doing his promos. If I'm honest, I skipped this. Enzo, if I'm honest, he's not that interesting anymore. I just don't find him interesting. He's sort of gone on Bray Wyatt level, where it's like, you can talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk. You know, he'll talk about his big game. He's like, Big Cass, you're all this, you're all that. And then, like, one kick from Big Cass, and he's out. And it's like, Enzo's just all talk, and, like, you know, he just gets himself into all sorts of shit. So then he gets put in the shark cage. Obviously, Big Cass and Big Show having their match. Enzo is literally yelling the entire match. It's just like, you know, can you just, like, keep him in the back or something? Like, it's bad enough when he's, like, talking normally, but the fact that he's talking the whole time, trying to distract Cass. There's a bit where, like, it's sort of inventive, but it just goes to show you how stupid the shark cage is. Enzo has, like, a bottle of baby oil or something, basically just takes his attire off, covers himself in baby oil, and then starts squeezing through the ropes. Not the ropes, the bars of the shark cage. Like I said, that was a very interesting spot, very unique. But after that, he literally just proves his stupidity once again. He decides to let Cass know. He goes, hey, look, I'm outside the cage now. Look at me, I'm crawling out. Oh, I'm down. Oh, shit, you're standing there. It's like, if you've got his attention, surely he's going to be after you next. So the second he drops down, he gets a giant big boot from Cass. That takes him out of the match. And then Big Cass then hits a big boot on Big Show. Big Show kicks out. Big Cass then hits him with an Empire Elbow, gets 3 counts, so Big Cass wins. Yeah, it was just really stupid. I don't know why they decided to do that. You know, it was just meaningless. Again, just didn't really need to happen. I'm trying to think what else there was. I'm very bad at this. What predictions did I go? I'm trying to remember my predictions, and then I can guess the matches. Sasha versus Alexa for Raw Women's Championship. Again, really good match. Didn't enjoy it as much. I was a bit annoyed Sasha won the title. Like, I would have preferred Alexa to keep it for a bit, and then maybe Bayley win it back, but I'm pretty sure that with Sasha as the champion, they could maybe throw in a Sasha heel turn that everyone's been asking for, or maybe Nia Jax go after Sasha. Like, Bayley can use the excuse, yeah, you got that title, but you only got that because I was injured, so, you know, and then Sasha go, well, that's bad luck, you know, should be injured in the first place. If you're an actual fighter like me, then you wouldn't have a problem being injured. Something like that. Again, it was an alright match. I think at one point I was like 5-1 down on predictions. I believe the Big Cass Big Show match came afterwards. Because at one point I become like 6. I think I've become 6-2 down. We got AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens for the US title with Shane McMahon as special guest referee. A lot of moments where Shane is involved. Kevin Owens confronting him about like not being able to count to 3. AJ Styles do the same. A few moments where they bump into Shane and he can't make a count. There's a brilliant bit by Kevin Owens that you can easily hear on the like just from the camera audio, where he's like, "You've fallen off buildings, but you couldn't crawl over there to count to 3," which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, it ends up Kevin Owens hits a pop-up power bomb. Gets pinfall, Shane starts counting, AJ puts his foot on the rope, he hits 3, but then looks over it, he goes, oh, no, don't count it, don't count it. And Kevin Owens is off celebrating, and Kevin's like, what's your problem? He's like, it was a 2, he had his foot on the rope. He goes, no, it's a 3, you counted 3. He starts like pushing him, getting all each other's faces. Shane then pushes Kevin Owens, and then there's 2 moments where Shane pushes each member, like, he pushes AJ Styles, Kevin Owens rolls him up, it's a 2 count. And then in this moment, he pushes Kevin Owens over, AJ gets to roll up, and it's another 2 count. which is quite nice considering that it wasn't due to guest referee pushing that it, resulted in the victory for like one competitor or the other. Styles then hits a phenomenal forearm, and then decides that's not enough, and then hits Styles Clash. 1, 2, 3. Styles retains the US title. Oh, so as well, before that, I should probably mention the other titles, which I just remembered. There was Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. This definitely took place before. So I had Seth and Dean to win, because it was a sort of new form tag team, and it would just make the ultimate brother bond. One bit I was really pissed off with, and this is why I hate the crowd sometimes, especially the super smarky ones. They had a beach ball. Unless this was like some form of spot thing, then I'm not too bothered by it, because literally this is everyone's highlight of the night. Cesaro, during the match, goes out of the ring into the crowd, gets the beach ball and tears it up, and I thought that's the best thing he could have done. Please keep beach balls out of the wrestling, please. You're there to watch wrestling, not to play with the beach ball. If you want to play beach ball, go to the fucking beach. It's called a beach ball. Okay? First word, beach. Yeah. Again, brilliant match between them. Seth was wearing red and black, and this was like the 5th person I noticed that was wearing red and black that night. I was like, is there a theme going on that I've not missed? Because obviously Finn had red and black, Seth had red and black. When Dean came out, he had a black hoodie with red on it. Shinsuke had red and black, like he had a red and black jacket. Who else was there? Obviously Kevin Owens was wearing red and black. AJ Styles had red and black. But I was just like, there's a lot of people wearing red and black, and it's very weird. Yeah. Just really trying to think now. Yeah, again, brilliant match. Loads of moments where I thought it could have ended. It ends with, I think, a super kick from Seth. And then there's like a frog splash. And then there's the Dirty Deeds. Dean Ambrose gets a pinfall. Seth and Dean are now the tag team champions. Where I thought it would later on for Roman to... like, the ideal thing for everyone would have been they help Roman win the Universal title later on. It would have been like a Shield reunion. Sort of. Well, it would have been, but just not everyone's ideal Shield reunion. But anyway, that was my, I think, second correct prediction. I was like 6-2 at the time. Yeah, and then, what was it? I think that was my first correct prediction I had. No, that was my second correct prediction. Then Big Show, Big Cass happened, so it became 6-3. Then Stars and Owens happens, where Stars won, so it became 6-4. And I thought, the comeback is on, I can do this. Then we had... what did we have next? We had something else because it became 6-5. Sorry, I'm doing terrible with these. Oh, it was Finn and Bray. Again, this was just an obvious Finn was going to win as his Return of the Demon. Like, his paint compared to the rest wasn't that much. It was literally just like the face and a bit there, and that was it. You know, like compared to last year's one, it was fuck all. Bray, I don't get what they're doing with Bray. Bray's supposed to be this face of fear, yet more people, like, he fears more people than they fear him. Like, he was scared of The Undertaker, he was scared of Finn. I think at one point he was scared of someone else because they just instantly got up. Like, he does that thing where he does the crab walk, they get up, and he literally just goes, oh no, please no, don't do that, like that. It's just like, you're supposed to be the face of fear, stop being scared of everything. We can't take you seriously. But yeah, Finn, so at one point it's like, they're just going through their match, doing all their hard hits. Bray goes to the crab walk in the corner. Finn does his whole, like, he gets up immediately and just goes, like his demon thing, like with the lights. Bray's like, no, you can't. I'm going to get up and run at you because I'm scared. And then Finn hits him with a sling blade. The corner drop kick where he like kicks him straight to the turnbuckle. And then hits the coup de grace to get the pin. Finn wins. This became 6-5. I thought, yes, I could do this because I needed 7 to get my title back. And then Jinder versus Shinsuke happened. Oh, yeah, that was another person. Lee England Jr., I believe his name is. The violinist that's been for, like, Shinsuke's entrance, like, 4 times now. Like, I get when it's naughty for a big moment. You're supposed to have, like, a unique entrance. But it was literally... Shinsuke's used Lee England Jr., like, 4 times now. It's not really... I'm not saying it's not special. But it's just, like... It's not unique anymore. Yeah, Shinsuke comes out first. I think that was one thing they did right this year was... Well, this pay-per-view is that every champion came out second. Oh, New Day wore red and black as well. That's what I remember. Yeah, like I said, a lot of red and black for this theme, for this pay-per-view. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, you know what? I just forgot what the match was. Oh, Shinsuke and Jinder, that was it. The reason I forgot it was because it was easily forgettable. Jinder comes out to a normal entrance. They have like an alright 10-minute match, I guess, but it ends the same way 3 of the 4 title matches Jinder's been in. So Shinsuke's loading up for Kinshasa. Singh brothers get involved. He gets them in the ring. Kinshasa to one, Kinshasa to the other. Jinder sneaks behind. Kaloss hits it, pins Shinsuke, and Jinder Mahal beats Shinsuke. Yep, he's beat Randy Orton 3 times, and Shinsuke's first loss is to Jinder Mahal. I should have gone with Jinder. You don't hinder the Jinder, apparently. And it doesn't matter if you're the hottest thing of New Japan, and apparently WWE's hottest thing. You do not fuck with Jinder. So yeah, Jinder retained, and obviously a lot of people were pissed off about this. I really thought Jinder's time has pretty much come, unless they're like really trying to get out into the Indian market. Like, the way they promoted him in the promo actually wasn't too bad. It was sort of like, I do this for my people, and I will go to any length to do that. It's sort of like Kevin Owens with his whole, like, I do this for my family thing. Yeah, Jinder beat Shinsuke. When did you expect to say that any time in your life? Sort of like Shinsuke beating John Cena, you know? Or even Jinder being WWE Champion. Like, everyone was like, well, this is very odd, Jinder versus Shinsuke for the WWE title, and Jinder actually won. So, yeah. And then that meant that I lost because it became 8-6. No, it became 8-5. Was it 8-5? Yeah. No. It became 7-5. Because, yeah, there's 13 matches. So it became 7-5. I was like, well, I'm not getting my title then. And then finally, probably the match of the night. It was the Universal title, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Brilliant, just brilliant, heavy hitting spots. There's become a thing now where it's like big guys just hitting each other has just become the thing this year. Big Show and Braun, Brock and Goldberg, Roman and Braun, Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar. You know, literally just get big guys, beat the fuck out of each other. It looks like they're legitimately trying to kill each other. There's a moment where they're all like hitting their moves. Brock's on the outside of the ring. Kina clutch by Samoa Joe. Roman runs in to spear both of them. Samoa Joe moves out the way. Roman ends up spearing Brock through the barricade. And then at some point, Braun's taking both of them out. Takes off one. There's like 3 tables at ringside. You think, well, at least 2 of them are being broken. So he takes all the stuff off the end one. Picks up Brock. Brock looks like he's struggling at first. So Braun's just carrying him like he's nothing. Running power slam through the table to take him out. And then like everyone just fighting each other again. And then Braun back on top. Sees Brock slowly getting up. Takes the second table out. And then hits Brock through that one as well. Brock's then got like EMTs and everyone after him being stretched out. They're all hitting their moves. Brock Lesnar comes out of nowhere. Starts like doing German suplexes and stuff like that. Everyone trying to hit their finishes. Braun hits a running power slam with Samoa Joe. Brock pulls the referee out of desperation. And then he then hits one on Brock for then Roman to break up the pin. At one point, it's Joe and Lesnar for a couple of minutes. And it goes from Kukina clutch to Brock lifting him up for the F5. About to hit him. Roman hits him with a spear. I think he goes to he either goes, I think he just lays next to him for like a minute instead of trying to pin him, or like he goes to pin him, and I think Braun breaks it up. Braun at some point gets speared as well, like thrown out the ring. Joe gets knocked out the ring. There's several Superman punches from Roman on Brock. Goes for a spear. Brock Lesnar catches him. F5. 1, 2, 3. Brock, under all the odds and all the speculations, everything, retains the Universal Championship. And Roman's the one that takes the fall. I didn't see that coming. At least now it sort of has the fact that Brock has now beat Roman. Roman can't have that claim that, well, you haven't beat me before, and Brock can go, yeah, I have now, so fuck you. Yeah, like I said, it was a very entertaining SummerSlam. Ended on a high note. Sometimes it can end a bit there, like has for the past couple of years. But I really enjoyed SummerSlam. One interesting fact was up until AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, they had, I think, 5 title matches, and they all changed hands. You had the SmackDown tag titles, the Cruiserweights, the SmackDown Women's. No, wait, hang on. Was it 5? I think, yeah, because it was Cruiserweight, SmackDown and Raw tag titles, SmackDown and Raw Women's titles, which I think that's the first, because normally when one's been defended, the other, obviously, they lose it. Yeah, so 5 title changes, and then AJ retained, Jinder retained, and then Brock retained. So it was a very weird schedule they had, where it was like, it was all just losses. I think it was one of those things, it's sort of like they had that, and then Tom Phillips goes, oh, interesting fact, every title that's like been competed for has changed hands tonight, and then after that, they all just retained afterwards. It's sort of like their equivalent to, hey, the Demon King's at SummerSlam, you know. It's like, great, thanks for ruining the moment, you know. But like I said, I really enjoyed SummerSlam. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, highly enjoyable. I did fall asleep halfway through, but that was just me being tired. Luckily this time I didn't ruin the ending for myself, because I accidentally did that when the first page I opened when I went back on the laptop was Twitter, and I was like, oh, there's all the stuff from TakeOver. So yeah, I literally just ignored Twitter, carried on watching it, and then yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I could watch some of those matches again. Definitely better than the past couple of SummerSlams. Let me know what you think of SummerSlam. SummerSlam, Raw and SmackDowns after SummerSlam should be interesting, so can't wait for them. Let me know what you think of SummerSlam and where you think all the angles are going from here, and I shall see you in the next one.